Record. So first of all, I want to say welcome to those of you guys that are here, the rest of you that will be watching this video somewhere online on YouTube, or maybe somebody's going to share with you, and because they believe that this training is something that you really need to hear. Um, Primarily, this focus of this recording as well as this training today is going to be about how to invite people so they can come to your project. Doesn't matter if it's Veritas or you're somewhere else, or maybe you actually even launched an online business that not even network marketing and you need to bring clients. End of the day, it's all same because end of the day, it's all about making a sale so you can get paid. Or in Veritas, it's about them coming and joining so we all as a community can take a benefit from that. So first of all, I want you guys actually to think about what exactly is supposed to happen. See, the first thing in order for to get somebody to actually come and look at something that you have for them to think about it, you need to have something. So first you need to actually choose a product or choose a business or choose a project that you guys want to run to. Majority of us, we made choices and we constantly get invited into very different things and we analyze those things. And I'm not going to talk about today how to analyze and pick the best product or best venture or um, whatever it is you're going to be running to. I'm going to try to focus more about what it takes first to actually get the person to even get interested. See, there's a small percentage of us, and most of those percentage that I'm talking about are actually those that are already listening to you, to me. See, somebody called you, somebody told you to watch a video, or maybe they sent you a link, you looked at it, or maybe you ran on a website, on a Facebook or social media, and you seen something, you watched something, and you said, "I'm in." But there's only small percentage of us that actually are in. Has else to you too. Sure. So so most of us, or most of us, do not have that immediate reaction. First of all, it takes multiple times before we even actually consider something. And then when we consider, we dig the internet, we look at the people, how the people respond, and there's a lot of things that happen in the process. And I want to actually talk throughout the whole process. See, those that actually like us, that majority of us listening, we're the ones we understand the industry, we understand the concept. All it is, it has to just make sense. 2 plus 2 has to make sense that it's four. If you look at something and you're saying 2 plus 2 is four, you're in. But if you look at something and you look at it, it says 2 plus 2 is five, that immediately becomes a flag to you. You start thinking about, wait a minute, do I really want to be a part of it? Something that says it's something but truly might not be. And that's what for majority people that don't understand that 2 plus 2 is four, or they believe 2 plus 2 is five. And when it says four, for them, it's an immediate flag. What's wrong? Who's trying to take advantage of me? What's going on? Oh, I'm not going to be a part of it. This is a scam. This is whatever. And it's on and on and on. So, for us to understand that for us to be successful, we need to understand the other side. See, a lot of leaders will tell you when you join a project to tell you this: hey, go write a list of 100 names. That is something we were taught on a Saturday training, right? Super Saturday, yesterday. Go create that list. Hey, I have nothing against that list, but I do have a problem with this. The majority people create that list and don't do nothing with that list. Or maybe they contact only 10, 15 people off that list, and that's it. So what's the point writing that list if you're not going to use it? So I usually say this. The number one, and yes, we're going to actually take something from the super site because I liked it. If you have an unlimited source of money and you have to spend all that money on that party, who are you going to invite? How are you going to invite? And especially if you're going to invite people that are already busy and they have no time to come to your party. What exactly going to do could get them to come to that party? So, you're going to first sit down who you're going to invite. Honestly, from my point of view, literally everybody in my phone book. Now, how am I going to invite? Am I going to send them a letter? Like, I'm trying to invite them to a wedding, an invitation. See, it's normal to invite people to a wedding with an invitation by sending a letter. But see, but when we invite people to a business, it's not normal just to say, hey, check this out and send them a link. Most of us, we want a click type business. We just push a button and money starts rolling in. And we are in Veritas, so that's exactly what it does. We push a button, we put something down, and every day, every 8 hours, it's rolling in. But then you're saying to yourself a question. Why my neighbors not joining in? Why my family not joining in? It's just a push of a button. Why they're not jumping? But have you spent time with them so they can actually join and take the part of just pushing the button? So, first thing is, when you get that list together, and that's where I start recommending, don't start with 100 people list. Pick up your phone and start first with 20 people. Why 20 people? 20 people is a lot easier to put together because it's your small circle of people that you communicate on daily basis. The 20 people are the ones you actually communicate within the last 30 days. You think about who you talked to in the last 30 days. It's a lot easier to put that list because most likely those are the people that you have a relationship with already based on some sort. Compared to taking a phone book like mine, I have a phone book that's about 20 years old. Probably 60% of those phone numbers are probably no longer active, but they're still in my phone book. I have about 1,800 numbers in there. Yes, probably more than half of them probably no longer good, but they're still in my phone book. Am I going to put all that on my list? I should, but am I going to do? No, I'm going to pick out the top 20. The top 20 that I want them to be part of my business. I want them to be part of something that I do. See, something that I said in a previous business when I was a part of, and I said this: find 12 people who will understand your dream and they will buy into your dream and run with you. Because end of the day, you need roughly just between 3 to 12 people, no matter what business you jump into. You do not need 300 people, 1,000 people. You just need a small group of people. Those people that will believe in the same thing that you believe in. If you believe in changing people's life, sell that idea to them. Don't sell them the product you have a business of. Sell them the idea. Sell them the dream. If your dream to travel, sell them the dream of travel. If your dream is to stay wealthy, sell them the dream of being wealthy. Whatever your dream is, sell them that. Now, you have a list, let's say 20 people. That 20 people are actually the ones that you want them to be part of your dream. Those are people that actually want that you believe can become carrier of your dream. They'll actually buy into your dream. They'll actually take the dream and call it their dream. If it's $10,000 a month of income, then sell them that. Whatever it is, you sell them first. So you first figure out what is your dream. What is your purpose? And your purpose has to be big enough so others can say, you know what? I like that. I want that too. See, if you say your dream is to have a Ferrari in your driveway, 90% of people would not be their dream. They would not want a Ferrari. Because Ferrari is known, you got a Ferrari or a Corvette, next thing you go to a cemetery. And a lot of people say, no, 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 no. I do not want a Ferrari or a Corvette or whatever else in my driveway because you're asking me, am I ready to leave and go somewhere else? So, so you want to actually first address your dream. What exactly is it? For most of you that followed me, you already agree and understand that the dream should be something around monthly income. Because by solving a monthly income, you can literally achieve anything in life you want. You do not have to be an owner of $1 million home, but you can finance one. You don't have to be an owner of a yacht. You can rent one when you need one. You don't have to own a lot of those things. You can finance them, lease them, rent them, and still have that dream with having a lot smaller monthly pay on a monthly scale by paying for them than actually going and actually putting out a full amount. But at the same time, if you can afford to buy one, why not? But we're talking about, a different type of income at that point. Sometimes you have to invest, cultivate for months or maybe years before you have that money that you actually can go and buy that $1 million home or that $10 million home, that $1 billion yacht or whatever that is. But you cannot just say, hey, snap of a finger, Veritas gonna give me that $1 billion yacht in 30 days. I'm not sure, can it? But in a couple of years, probably can. But in 30 days, if you put in enough and the project is doing good, it can provide you that monthly rental fee, which you can actually take it and rent one. So that's actually, so first figure out what is your dream. If a dream is a lifestyle, sit down, put together numbers. How much it's going to cost you to own that rent that home, to rent those vehicles or lease those vehicles, put it in your driveway. To have all of those expenses of the lifestyle that you want, put it down. Now, as you put it down, think about this. How can I sell this? How much of this would other people that I'm going to approach would actually want this? See, everybody on the planet would love to have a better life, but not everybody would love to eat beef for the rest of their life. Not everybody might love to travel. But not everybody might love to settle down and have that million or $1 billion home. So it all comes down to is this, the money. So majority of people with 10 to 20,000 a month of income, they can choose their own lifestyle. So end of the day, I believe monthly income is a dream. It's a dream that should be focused on. And then everything else will come. Now, if you get yourself to a $10,000 a month, wouldn't you be able to slowly get yourself to 20,000, to a 50,000, to 100,000? See, it's the first step is to get to that next step. And then from that step to a next step. So after you identify your dream and you picked a dream that something very similar or exactly alike of what everybody else's dream is, then you take your list, your 20 people. And there's a couple different ways that you can approach here. It's everybody at this point, it's all customizable by you. I have seen in network marketing where people said, hey, just send a hi, especially if you haven't spoke with somebody for a couple months. Hi, hopefully they'll respond. For some, like I mentioned yesterday on the Zoom, hello, Carol. I haven't spoke with you for a while and I need to really speak to you. Or, hey, Carol, I know we spoke a couple days ago, but something came up and I need really to sit down and have a cup of coffee with you. There's something I need to talk to you about. Those are text messages that can be sent. You can also call. Hey, brother, I'm really need to talk to you. I cannot do it right now. This is usually a phone call. If you call into to a relative, to close relative like a brother, sister, or very close friend, I cannot talk about it right now over the phone. Can we arrange a time? Either, you know, tonight, tomorrow, you come over to my house, I come to you. We have a Zoom if they're living in a different state. Make it sound that it's important. See, when you call a person, you have no clue what they're doing, right? They could be preparing a lunch for their kids for school. There could be watching a movie. There could be, doing accounting. There's so many things they could be doing. That means when you're making a phone call, you're not getting 100% of the attention. You're only getting a minimum attention. They're still going to listen to you, but they're not going to put 100% of that attention of what you're saying to them. So you want to schedule something, preferably outside of their comfort zone. That means, if it's a mom, a stay-at-home mom, that means outside of her home. You know, if you're talking with somebody and they're at work, definitely outside of their job. Something that will be not in their comfort zone. So you can actually take them out of the circle. Because, see, give you an example. If you come to me, I'm in my comfort zone. And if I have something else to do, I will try to convince you that I will be doing that at the same time as I'm listening to you. Am I putting 100% of my attention to what your conversation is? No, I'm not. That's why you want to bring them out of their comfort zone, so out of the area that they're comfort in, so they can dedicate all of their attention to your conversation. That's number one thing. Or maybe, you schedule that call. That's if you want to invite them to a Zoom or something. You schedule that call just right up before that Zoom. And you say, hey, Carol, or hey, Bill, whatever. I really need to have a short conversation with you tonight. And it has to happen tonight about 6:45 in the evening. Or if it's, 9 o'clock Zoom, let's say at 8:45 in the evening. Our conversation probably going to last about 10 minutes. But after that conversation, I will need you to help me do something, which will take you another hour or another half hour. You customize it. But bottom line is you get them to schedule a meeting with you, some sort, a conversation, some sort, where then you can propose them something. Keep in mind, typical people, it takes roughly between 3 to 7 times of them hearing about something before they make a decision. That means when you got them on that call and you're saying, hey, Carol, and you're going to call it, let's say at the 8:45, you can say, hey, Carol, thank you very much for scheduling time with me today. Hey, Carol, there's something very important that I want you to look at. I looked at this and this makes a lot of sense to me. And, and it's something that's going to solve my problem. We've been struggling with financially. We couldn't stay on top of our bills. We got our credit cards up to $50,000. Our mortgage is 2 months behind. Whatever that, your story is. But I think this can solve my problem. Hey, Carol, just understand that it might not be for you. but I believe it can solve my problem, that means you might know somebody else that might solve their problem. We're not going to talk about them. We can talk about people that they know. See, as soon as you take it away from them, they're going to wonder, why not me? If you try to sell it to them, they're going to say, no, 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 no. We're fine. We're good. My husband is making 20 bucks an hour. I'm making 20 bucks an hour. We're good. You know, the best thing that could happen in the world is for us. We're already good. But if you take it away, they're going to say, why not me? And you say, hey, all I need is there's actually a Zoom starting. I'm sending you a link right now. And while you're going to be listening to the Zoom, think about who else is in the same position as we are, struggling, having problems, and this can help them. And at the end of the Zoom, I will call you back immediately because I want to know what you think. Who have you thought about? Please, as you listen, you write down the people that you thought about that need this. See, you're not talking about them. You're talking about people that they know. You focus away from them. So if they say no, they're not interested, just ask them a simple question. Why you're not interested? Oh, it's about making money. You're telling me that you have so much of money that you and your husband is about to get retired and quit? The answers can be really straight no. No. So you're telling me that people that you know that's struggling like me, you're not willing to actually send them a good information? You know, they already lost a job. They're already in a bad situation. You're telling you're not going to send them a good information? I'm not asking you to join this. I'm just asking you to listen and think about it. Who would this, who would need this? Who would actually would appreciate an extra? You know, we're not going to talk about income at this moment, you know, preferably not. You know, who would just need this? And, you know, most of the time, since you're talking about Veritas Vault, hey, you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to sell anything. You don't need to have spend monthly on this. You know, and say, hey, personally, I think anybody that needs an extra, you know, 500, 1,000, this would be a fantastic. If you already have a story, then share your story. Say, hey, Carol, you remember we've been struggling? And guess what? This month, we've been able to pull an extra $400, and we paid that extra $400 against our credit cards that we haven't paid for the last 30 days or for the last 60 days. Or we have done something, or, you know, whatever that extra have impacted your life with. Or maybe, hey, we did not had for the last year, we did not had extra money, so we couldn't go on a date with my spouse or with my, you know, husband or wife. And guess what? Last night we went out. We finally been able to go and afford it, and we went out to this beautiful restaurant. You know, our bill was $150, and we were comfortably paying for it because we had that extra $150. Something we couldn't do for a long time. So, you know, talk as those 20 people are probably going to be your closest people that you have contacted. You're going to know so much about them. I'm not talking about, you know, that 1,500 that's in your phone book. Those 20 that are closest to you, those that are you the most comfortable with, you know their situation. But we're going to talk about yourself, not about them. We're going to talk about people that they know, not about them. We're going to feel like we're taking it away from them. But we're going to ask a favor. I've been in a project where there was actually a challenge in 30 days to get 100 people to a Zoom. Not to sign up 100 people, to get 100 people to a Zoom. What I did and what I thought, you take 20 people and you call them and you bag them just to come to a Zoom. After the Zoom, my supervisor or somebody going to call and verify that they have actually listened to the Zoom. If I get enough of people to come to the Zoom and they will pass the phone call test, I'll get a promotion. I did not ask him to join. I did not ask them to buy anything. I just asked them to come to a Zoom. You guys be surprised. I got 100 people to come to a Zoom. I made about 600 phone calls, but I got 100 people. Actually, about 114 people showed up to the Zoom, to be exact, out of over 600 something people that I contacted. So you want to figure out the approach, and you want to be serious. Here, I'll give you guys a statistics. If you call and ask people to come and listen, spend 30 minutes to an hour, come and listen to a Zoom, and then another 5 to 10 more minutes on a phone call afterwards, that can happen within the next 48 hours or 72 hours. You have to talk that, who's going to be helping you if you want to take that approach. 1 out of 5 people will say yes. They will come to Zoom. Actually, the percentage is a little bit bigger. It's about 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 will say, but not all of them will show up. So 1 out of 5 will actually come to a Zoom and they will actually listen to the Zoom. Not all of them will be to the end. So figure out an approach. Hey, if you're gonna think that sending out a message with a link doesn't work. Does not work. If you think you're going to post on social media a banner, we have what, 1,600 people in Veritas Vault? There's only 12 of you guys here. What is the percentage? Do you guys get in the picture? You need to contact 1,600 people in interest of what you're already offering for only 12 to show up. So it's a lot better results by picking up a phone and having that conversation. Now what happens next? As you went through those 12 people, you start creating that pipeline. Some coming to the Zoom, some gonna speak to your upline in a 3-way. Some, will say, I can do it, but it has to be next week. We are in Miami, or we are in Mexico, or we are in Hawaii on vacation. People just have a life. So you're going to create a list. You're going to program every person that you're going to contact again. You're going to program it into your calendar on your phone. You're going to make sure that the notification on your calendar is loud enough so you wouldn't ignore it. You would actually look at it and make that phone call or make that whatever needs to be made at that point. Then you're going to add 20 new names to that list. See, we're going to constantly feed that list, but we're not going to go past 20 people that we need to contact first time. So if you contacted 6, you can add 6 more people to that list. But if you contacted 0 people and you have a list of 20, just in case you're going to forget, you might just pencil in a new name, but you're not going to contact those new people until you at least contact somebody from the first original list. You can constantly feed that list, but the focus is to have people to make conversation. See, here's another thing that's very important to start with a 20 people list, not with a 100 people list, because that's going to start teaching you, feeding that list constantly as you start running low. So in 3 months from now, when you already went through all your phone book, guess what? Back in your mind, you'll create that new habit. Oh, I need to find new people to talk to. So you're going to think about, how I can actually make friends on social media. As you're staying in the grocery line, you'll be thinking, oh man, I need to get this person's phone number because, I'm running low on my 20 people list. So you're going to start creating that habit constantly feeding that list. That's why you start small so you can actually feed it. So you can actually create that good habit of feeding that list. Then as you start making those phone calls, you can start figuring out, it's easy to work with a warm market, easy to work with the most closest 20 people. But as you expand that list into people that haven't spoke for 6 months, haven't spoke for a year, 2 year, at that point, maybe sending in a first initial message saying, hey, Paul, we haven't spoke for a year or 2 or 5 years. First of all, I want to make sure that this is still your phone number. And I would also like to, hey, see if we can maybe get on the phone sometime and catch up. There's a lot of stuff, things happening in my life. I'm not sure if you see it on my social media pages. And again, social media page should be not used for advertising businesses. It should be used for creating friends, creating that list. If you have, if you want to use it for business, you should have a separate page for that. And on that page, you talk about your business, but on your page, you shouldn't be talking about the business. You'll be talking about things that's happening in your life. See, what you're doing should be something of interest to people, not something that they already know. So when you contact, say, hey, you probably seen, we went there, here, there, and that. Hey, it was a fantastic. We loved, those 2 vacations we took last year. Here's another vacation we're planning on going to. That should be something of people of interest, not, hey, I'm doing Veritas today. I'm doing something else tomorrow. After tomorrow, I'm doing something else. And when you're contacting somebody that you haven't spoke for 2 3 years, and he's like, oh no 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 no, I'm not going to respond to Carol. No way, I'm not talking to David. No, I'm not talking to Slavic. No no no. I already know he's in Veritas. Yesterday he was in something else. Day before he was in something else. No, 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 no. I don't want to talk to him. He's calling me to offer me another one of those. We all probably were in that situation where we had, so many jumps that right now we got left with no friends. Some of you might already feel like that. Like you got, all your friends abandoned you. But then think about what really happened. Why did they abandon you? Is it because you were constantly trying to get them into something? I understand. The only way you can succeed in MLM business or network marketing business is by getting them to join. See, but the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about them. And because always it was about you, it was never about them. That's why they never joined. So as you talk to people, you need to, and sometimes you might have a really bad list because, nobody taught you how to talk to people. Nobody taught you not to put your businesses on your social media. Nobody taught you how to constantly, take your list and, and just send a bunch of messages. And you already did that. Maybe, you already have, that list of not so good. That list where, they don't no longer want to be a part of it because they've seen you on being part of it. Because, you failed because they didn't join. I know some people blame their friends and family. They blame for their failure. Honestly, I would be blaming my upline for that, not my family and friends. It's not their fault that the message was not delivered correctly to them. So you make those phone calls. You get them invited. whatever you're inviting them to watch a video, to a Zoom. Here's something else I'll actually recommend. If you send somebody to a video and they watch the video, next step is to get them on a three-way, or to, if you're not able to get them on a three-way, get them on a Zoom. After the Zoom, if the Zoom was the first thing they watched, then send them a video or arrange a three-way. If you're using somebody for a three-way, preferably use somebody that's knowledgeable about your business that can actually answer them questions. Based on the questions that will be asked and the questions and the answers that will be given, they'll make a decision. Is another video appropriate or another Zoom is appropriate? Remember, 3 to 7 contacts. That means you calling them and inviting them, let's say, to a Zoom, and they watch the Zoom. That's a contact number 1. Getting them on a three-way, it's a contact number 2. Second time they're being contacted with information. Not an invitation, with information. Sending them a video and they watch it, it's a contact number 3. What did I say? Minimum 3 to 7 contacts? Then again, if you already used the three-way and the three-way was sent to him to a video, then after that video, you have another three-way, preferably with the same person. See, that person going to gauge the situation of that person, as well as be able to understand where they're at. Maybe they need another video. Maybe they need to show up on Friday night and meet Mr. Allen. That's going to be contact number 4, contact number 5. So it'll be second three will be contact number 4. So meeting Mr. Allen will be contact number 5. Now, again, another three-way. Or unless the person, your sponsor, your leader, tells you, hey, right now you're on your own. Then maybe you actually take a gauge of a situation and then invite them to a Zoom with Slavic. Contact number 6. Maybe Slavic share something during the video presentation, or maybe, a three-way call. And they say, you know what? I will try. $25, $50, $100, not a lot. I'll try. But we need to go through these steps. And if you want people to sign up just with a text message, I'm sorry, it doesn't work. That's why we're paying you, no matter what the project is. That's why that project is paying you to work. Otherwise, why would that project work? Would do that? They could go to a national database, pick a list of phone numbers, and just blast everybody with a text message with a link. And they'll be fine. But as we know, people want, just think about this. How much energy did you need to share with somebody about a movie that you watched? Unless that person that you share them already know your taste and what you like, and they know that whatever you like is also they going to like, and then all you have to say, hey, I just watched movie so it was good, and they'll go watch it. Otherwise, you have to provide what was the movie about, what you liked about the movie before they actually go make the decision to watch it. And we're talking about what, 13, 15, 17, 18 bucks? I have no clue. I haven't been to a theater for a while. Don't even know how much it costs these days. Or maybe you rented a movie. Like personally, if I want to watch something, I go on YouTube and rent one on YouTube. I believe it's what was $4 or $5 to rent a movie on YouTube. Again, even for $5, you have to get your friend with some information for them to actually do it. See, time is very valuable these days. People are always behind. People have things to do that they haven't done it yet. So you have to give them enough of information to do so. So that's why when somebody asks me yesterday on the meeting, somebody says, but do you have a script? What should I say? See, the script is very simple. Don't send them a link. Pick up a phone. Schedule a time that they can dedicate their 100% of the attention to you. And then have an open heart conversation with them. Here's something else I want to talk about. If you have any doubt in your heart, don't pick up a phone. Resolve all the doubts in your heart. Have any doubt in your mind? Resolve all those doubts in your mind before you pick up the phone. If you call me, see, I'm going to listen how you speak. I'm going to listen how much doubt you have. And if you're doubting your project, if you're not believing in your project, why should I risk my money? Why should I buy something that you don't believe that's going to work for you? Why should I buy it for it to work for me? If it's not going to work for you, it's not going to work for me most likely. Why should I? That's why when I invite people in, I don't tell them to put in 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 into a project. I tell them, hey, I will guarantee your $100. Come in, put it into this project, $100. I'll guarantee it. Then come to the meetings, educate yourself, develop the belief into the meetings, into the project or into whatever you're doing, and then adjust your amount to your comfort zone. Right now, I'm your comfort zone. Now I'm taking care of that $100 for you. I'm guaranteeing it. I still want you to put it up, but I'm going to guarantee them for you. For the next, let's say 30 days, the next 2 weeks, while your comfort zone gets to that $100, then I'm off the hook. Now you build that more comfort, you put more in. See, I remove all obstacles of the person to say no. Yes, there's more pressure on me because right now I'm responsible, just in case, but I believe in something. See, if I didn't believe, I wouldn't guarantee it. I believe in it. I believe in it that the project's going to be here tomorrow, going to be here a week from tomorrow, going to be here a month from tomorrow. You guys already watched my video. We've been here and shared where I told you guys that this project cannot go down to zero. That means if I guarantee somebody $100 and they came in, let's say even at $4, and the price dropped to $1 right now, it will take him roughly about 5 months in rebates for them to get enough of tokens so they can turn around and sell it at $100. So why not make that guarantee? Even if that price dropped down to 25 cents, all they have to do is hold on to this for the next year and a half, and the price will still get back to $100. So, end of the day, you're not going to lose that $100 unless you promise them that they will make $200 in 60 days or 90 days. Then yeah, they will come to you and say, hey, you promised me that my $100 is going to turn into $200, and 30 days up, and my money is still and the price drop, and right now my money is only worth $25 with rebates got to about $40. What's going on? So don't promise them that their money going to become so in so much period of time. Promise them that their token's going to get to a certain point. But don't promise that the dollar value will get there. Guarantee them their money and say, hey, if for any reason this were to fail, I guarantee you that $100. I don't guarantee you, that you're going to turn this money into $5,000, $10,000 in 6 months or a year. All I'm guaranteeing that $100. You decide to add another $400 to it. Hey, do that when you're comfortable. Have
Can't hear you, Slavic.
how long ago you guys have stopped hearing me?
Oh, a few minutes.
You guys should have said
Just
it. My mic sometime I accidentally push a button or something.
yeah,
Okay.
it's where you talked about the 5,000 the guaranteeing and better, if you get the $100 and if you did add a $400 to it.
Okay. So but bottom line is, if we all went out and we got one person a week for the next 4 weeks, that's $100 guarantees that you would actually have to literally do for 4 different people. Within that next 12 months, I'm sorry, in the next 8 weeks, that would actually, uh, you would have, a team that was slowly growing. You probably, 10, 12, 14, 16 people. You only guaranteed four $100 bills. But as they came to the Zooms, as they came to the meetings, they will start developing their comfort zone. They'll start adding additional money to it. You'll be off of those hooks, and you'll be having a team. Now, can I guarantee that this project going to be here 25 years from now? I hope so, but we do not know. That's why, you also do that with your comfort zone. So, you pick and choose. But the bottom line, if you don't believe in a project, if you don't feel comfortable with the project, then either get comfortable or find a project that you're comfortable with. Because people will feel it. I have seen people where they invited other people, the hired employees to to bring people in, and I've seen some success in that area. But guess what? Right now, those people coming in not because of you, they're coming in because of somebody else, and the somebody else probably not going to care. Also, something else I want you guys to think about: start working on your brand. If you already have a team of at least 10, 15, 20 people on your team, no matter what project you're in, now it's time to become a brand. What I mean by that? See, let's say an example. You're in a project called ABC, right? And they're selling toilet paper. So you're in that project, you're inviting people, people are coming, people love the toilet paper. It is soft, it is the it is nice and it's strong, and there's about 10 times more paper on that roll than the stuff that usually can buy at the store. People loving it. But here's the part. People loving the toilet paper, which means that people loving that ABC, but they have no relationship to you to whatsoever other than you are a sponsor. If something happened to that manufacturer and that manufacturer no longer able to deliver that toilet paper, or there's a lawsuit and that company ABC not able to stay in business, people will scatter, will disappear, and you'll be left with nothing. And when you join the next project, you'll be starting over again. But if you build your own brand, and typically brand is helping people achieve their goals, helping people achieve what they're looking for, helping people solve their biggest problem, like finances, and you sell yourself. You're not selling no longer a project company ABC. You're selling yourself. You're selling your capabilities. That means you will need to do Zooms. Everything is about you and providing those results, or your team is providing those results. And then something happens to the company ABC. Do you know what's going to happen with all your team? They're going to start calling you saying, "Hey, Brenda. Hey, Steve. Hey, David. We just had this an amazing experience for the last 6 months, for the last 2 years. And I really love working with you. We need to get together and find another project that we can get into, because we do not want to miss out the opportunity to be part of you." Now you're going to have a job. Now you're going to have also people that right now became leaders on your team. They'll be together working with you to find that next biggest and greatest thing. Maybe they'll actually become within your group somebody that's going to say, "You know what? Maybe it's time to launch our own business." That's when you are the brand, because people going to come to you. But if you refer people to a project and it falls apart, people just scatter, because they cannot go to the project because the project has fell apart. See, but if the project fails and you are the brand, guess what? You never failed. You deliver what you promised. You delivered for that period of time, finances, income, results. If there was a product, good quality product, you did not fail. That's why every single one of you that considering being a leader, that's already have a team, you need to become a brand. Because now you're not going to be rebuilding that list constantly, starting from scratch. No matter where you go, you're going to invite your people. I don't say cross recruiting. I say inviting when something goes bad. And, unfortunately, in the network marketing business, a lot of companies do fail. For whatever reason they do, but they do fail. That's why brand is the only thing that can guarantee you these days going long term. And of course, if the company you're with allows you to diversify, then diversify. I'm hoping kind of gave you guys some idea how to really work. I cannot give you guys the script because every situation is different. And the first 20 people that you're going to call to, you're the only one can figure out what would be the best approach to them. But if your approach is, "Hey, Bill, um, I need something for you to look at. I'm sending you the link right now. When can you look at it?" And the Bill is watching a movie right now, and he's like, "You know what? In 2 hours," because that's when his movie is going to end. So you send him a link. By the end of that movie, he got so excited because he really enjoyed that movie. He forgot about your text message, he forgot about your phone call. You call him in a couple hours, you call him next day, sometime we do. And he's like, "Oh man, Slavic is calling. I promised him I'm gonna watch it yesterday. I didn't watch it." Nah, I'm not gonna answer the phone call. First, I need to go watch it. But again, when you were calling, he was busy with something else. He was having a conversation with somebody at that time, right? Or with a client. So he didn't answer. By the time he was done with whatever he was doing, he forgot about your phone call again. So you calling him again a couple days later. He looks at it, man. I am no longer feeling comfortable in front of Slavic. Let's block this number so he never get hold of me ever again. See, instead of trying to get the results we want, we get people into the situation and then feel guilty in front of us. And we want to think that they're ignoring us when they're feeling guilty. That's why I do not recommend going immediately with an approach on an initial call. Ask them to schedule a time with you. If needed, make sure they confirm that time. So, Bill, are you available tonight at 8:45? Yeah, Bill, can you confirm that tonight at 8:45 you will be available to talk to me? You will be preferably in your office or somewhere where they're not going to be distracted by kids and etc. That's right. At 8:45 you will be able to give 100% of your attention to me, right? Because this is something very important. I want to talk to you. Very important. And then, you make the call, you confirm that they're in a place that they're not going to be distracted. They can give you all your attention and then start that conversation. Another thing that I want you guys to think about as you do this, use visualization. Something similar to daydreaming. Before you pick up the phone, visualize that person. Visualize that person having a very positive conversation with you. Visualize that person actually doing what you asked them to do. Either come to a Zoom, either watch a video, whatever, or have that three-way, whatever that is. Visualize. See them liking that information that they've seen. See them joining your business or buying that VVA, whatever your outcome you're looking for. Don't stop there. See them having success after they do that. So look 3 months down the road and see them receiving that monthly income. Visualize. Look down into a year. See them, their income double or tripled. Focus on visualization before you pick up the phone. So when you do make the phone call, they feel that positive energy. That you're not calling them because of you. You're calling them because of them. You're already seeing them success. So when you're going to talk to them, your energy, your voice is actually sorry. I had to check that I didn't mute you guys again. That you guys your voice, your energy is completely going to be different level. It's going to be about them. You're going to remove yourself out of the equation. You cannot going to think, hey, you know what? You're gonna make $100. I'm gonna make $18 off of you. So I'm here to get you for because of just my $18. No, not about that. It's about them. Forget about yourself. Pretend like you're getting no monetary results whatsoever. Focus on them when you're making that visualization. So when you start pick up the phone call, so they can feel it's all about them. Then they'll they'll actually like to enjoy it more about it. And like I mentioned before, as you try to talk about somebody about somebody they know, yes, either you're going to get a referral to call somebody else, which also a good thing, right? But most of the time when person likes, and tell me what is there not to like about Veritas Vault? Unless they don't understand what is compounding, unless they don't understand what it is getting paid 3 times a day, they will love it. They will enjoy it. And the first thing they'll ask you, Slavic, why you're saying, who do I know? Am I not allowed? Yes, Bill. Yes, you're allowed, but I thought you wouldn't be interested in it. Why? I want to do it myself. See, you're taking away, and he's like, you know what? I want it. He might even get upset, or she might even get upset a little bit at you that you didn't thought of that they might be interested. Say, hey, no, in the past I called you, never were interested in something like that, so I thought you're probably not gonna like it. Or you guys are doing so well that I thought, $100 that's gonna, give you $100 a month of income in 3 or 6 months, probably, meant nothing to you. I didn't realize you guys actually $100 can make a big difference in your life. Come up with an excuse when they ask you, is that not, or I'm not allowed? Because end of the day, you were calling them to be part of this, but you made it look like you were looking for someone else. So looks like, wow, I went into an hour in this. I am going to pause the recording and open lines for questions. And